Vision is one of the most powerful transformative forces on earth. It can be defined as the ability to see the invisible and make it possible. And so conceiving vision is very necessary to directing our lives for success. And every vision interacts with about 5 categories of people. Now, knowing who these people are or the category of these people, their roles, their responsibilities, their contributions, and their impact to the realization of every vision is extremely important because it helps in navigating the path of the vision towards its success. The first category of people that a vision interacts with is what we call the visionary. The visionary. The visionary is the person who conceives the vision. He is the brain, the inspiration, the soul of the vision. And the visionary is the person who navigates the path of the vision towards its destiny or towards its realization. It is extremely important to have the presence of the visionary during the conception, the growth, and the realization of the vision. Now, removing the visionary or sidelining the visionary will increase the probability of the vision failing, because every vision is conceived based on certain prerequisites. Visions are not conceived out of a vacuum. They are conceived out of prerequisites. And usually it's the visionary who has met all the prerequisites or the requirements needed to conceive the vision. So when you remove the visionary, you create a vacuum. You create a vacuum that in most cases, you may not have a good fit or a good replacement. And that's why it's very important to maintain the visionary during the process of the vision implementation. A typical case is Apple computers. The history has taught us that when Apple computers was started, within 4 years, the company had listed on the stock exchange because their profitability was great. And within the next 5 years, they ousted Steve Jobs and replaced him with Scully. And so Steve Jobs was absent from the company for the next 11 years. And that 11 years, the company was going downward spiral. And so when Steve Jobs returned to Apple in 1996, the company was almost at the edge of bankruptcy. But Steve Jobs, who is the visionary, he came back, took over the helms of the affairs of the company, ran the company, and within 22 years, ran the company from the edge of bankruptcy to become the first trillion-dollar company in the whole world in terms of market capitalization. So you see that the importance, the significance of the visionary cannot be overemphasized. You need to have the visionary so that he will continue to be the soul and the inspiration that moves the vision towards its realization. The second category of people who interact with a vision is called the vision partners. The vision partners. These are people who understands the elements of the vision. They are people who embrace the vision, and in most cases, they are what the Bible calls the heralds of the vision. They are those who take ownership of the vision and run with it. Now, the vision partners perform different roles. Sometimes they are just there to provide support in diverse ways. They could be those who provide inspiration to the visionary. Sometimes they just embrace the vision and they also run with it. Sometimes they may even provide funding or support in diverse ways. And so the way to treat the vision partners is that every visionary must identify the vision partners within his or her life and focus on treating the vision to them. Focus on giving them the understanding, helping them to embrace the vision, giving them the knowledge of the vision and what it intends to do. Now, once you have focused in presenting your vision to the vision partners and they accept and they buy into the vision, then they in turn become the heralds that runs with the vision. So in an organization setting, for instance, when the visionary has conceived the vision, you identify the vision partners, bring them on board, invest in them, let them accept the vision, then they will in turn cascade the vision towards the organization so that other people will also come in. Now, in terms of individual vision, sometimes it's very important to also identify the vision partners so that they become the inspiration, the support, the funding for the realization of a vision. So their role is that they become the arms on which the visionary will rest to ensure that they are able to move the vision to its implementation. The third category of people who interact with a vision is what I term those who have authority over the visionary. Their decisions impact how the vision is realized, because those who have authority over the visionary will determine how the visionary is able to also interact or move with his or her vision. In certain instances, those who have authority, they make certain decisions that will affect the implementation of the vision negatively or positively. In some instances, you need their approval. In certain instances, you just need their support to help you in moving your vision forward. Now, a very typical case is in the case of Nehemiah, who conceived a vision in the book of Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 5 through 7. Nehemiah had conceived a vision to return to Jerusalem to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, because he had realized that the people were in danger, their security and their safety had been compromised. And so before he left to come back to Jerusalem to rebuild the wall, which was his vision, to rebuild, to restore security and safety to his people, I like the way he treated. He went to the king and the queen and respectfully, he asked their permission, he asked their support to go and execute his vision. And this is where I talk to young men and young women who are aspiring or who have conceived vision. It is important that you have the backing of those who have authority over you, because sometimes their signature alone will pave way for you. The letter that Nehemiah received from the king became an invaluable asset for him when he returned to Jerusalem, because through that letter, he was able to secure the needed resources to help in executing the vision. So very, very important that you seek the approval, you seek the consent of those who have authority over you, because sometimes their lessons, their life lessons will also help you to navigate through your vision. And so it is very important that we recognize the role that this category of people play and give them the needed attention, respect, so that their support or their blessing will help us to move the vision forward. The fourth category of people who interact with a vision is what I term the vision beneficiaries. These are the kind of people who have direct or indirect benefit towards the implementation of the vision. Implementation of a vision must provide solution to either an existing problem or an impending problem. Now, when vision provides solution, those who are going to benefit from the solution are what we term the vision beneficiaries. They are the people whose pain, whose problems are going to be eliminated or are going to be removed by the solution that evolves out of the vision implementation. The way you treat this category of people is that you seek their consent, because they are the beneficiary. And if the solution of the vision meet their needs, soothe their pain, remove their problems, then they will place demand on that solution. And as the vision beneficiaries are placing more demand on the solution out of the vision is what? Impacting the life of people. This category of people in the business world, they call them customers. And in areas where they really appreciate and value the input of their customers, when a solution is being designed in terms of provision of service or product, they seek the input of the customers. So vision beneficiaries must always consult them, seek their input in designing your solution or in implementing your vision. That is the way you get them to embrace the vision, to embrace the solution, and to support the solution by placing demand on the solution out of the vision. The fifth category of people who interact with a vision is what we call the vision opposition. Every vision has opposition, irrespective of how beneficial, how transformative, or how the level of change that the vision is going to bring to society or to an individual or to an organization. There is always some kind of opposition. People who don't wish to see the vision being realized, people who don't wish to see the vision being manifested, they are the vision opposition, and they are everywhere. They are everywhere. Individuals, corporate institutions, you name it, we have vision opposition. Their presence alone is not that bad. It depends on how you treat them. It depends on how you react to the vision opposition. Now, when we go through scriptures, we realize that in the case of Nehemiah again, Sanballat, Tobiah, and all their friends became vision opposition. They opposed the implementation of Nehemiah's vision of restoring safety and security to the people of Jerusalem. And you can see this even in corporate world, in families, wherever. But how do you deal with the vision opposition to ensure that they do not become your vision assassins or they don't murder the vision? Because these people, when you give them the chance at a certain level of the vision process, they can easily assassinate your vision. So how do you deal with the vision opposition, those who oppose the implementation of the vision? I have identified 3 ways by which you do that. The first I term denial. Denial is a process where you ensure that the opposition don't have access to any key or any relevant information that they can use it against the realization of the vision. So you deny them relevant information, and once they don't have access to it, they don't have access to the vision, they don't know what is transpiring, they will not be able to come out with an opposing strategy that can thwart or that can abort the vision. The second way you deal with them is what I term invasion. Invasion simply means that you are able to learn or gather so much information about your opposition, those who oppose your vision. You gather so much information about them that you are always a step ahead of them, right? So if I know the way you are going to operate, because I know your thought process, because I know who you are, because I know how you do your things, then I can always be a step ahead of you in terms of the implementation of my vision. And that is the way you deal with this second category of vision opposition. The third way you can deal with them, which happens mostly in the corporate world, is through the term called acquisition. Now, acquisition is when you're able to take ownership over those who are in opposition, or sometimes those who are in opposition are your competitors, right? So if you're able to take ownership of them and bring key resources within that organization to rather come in and support the implementation of your vision, that is also a strategy. But you have to be very careful with that. It has to be a system that operates like a corporate world, such that when you acquire the competing company and you bring key resources into your organization, they will be able to support you. That is how you deal with this kind of vision opposition. And so in a nutshell, it is extremely important to know all these categories of people